right, so buckle up, everyone, because this week in AI news, oh boy, are we diving deep. We've got a fantastic article packed with updates, and it's perfect if you're like me wanting to stay on top of all this AI craziness without needing a PhD in computer science.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with, that's for sure. Even for folks like me who work in this field, things are moving so fast.
No kidding. I mean,
Hmm.
just this week, OpenAI dropped their brand new model, O1 Pro,
Yeah.
and everyone's talking about it. Not only did they release this super upgraded model, but they also came out with a whole new subscription plan, ChatGPT Pro. It's $200 a month.
Yeah, that's a pretty big jump. I mean, 10 times the price of the Plus plan definitely got people asking, like, is it really worth that
That's a
much?
big question, right? Well, let's dig into it. So first things first, O1 Pro gives you access to, well, the full O1 version, which has already got a reputation for, really advanced reasoning and long-term planning, but they didn't stop there. OpenAI also added this O1 Pro mode, which is supposed to make the model way more consistent and reliable.
And that's huge, especially for, professionals who are using this for serious work, coding, research, even finance. When you really need those results to be dependable, that consistency is, well, it's a game changer.
Absolutely. And get this, it comes with unlimited access to advanced voice mode. So we're talking 247 voice assistant powered by O1 Pro. How cool is that?
It's pretty amazing. I mean, I can see it being incredibly useful for, anyone who's constantly on the go, constantly multitasking. I can definitely see how that would be a huge boost for productivity.
Totally. Okay, but this is the part that really blew my mind. The context window is now a whopping 128,000 tokens. Can you even imagine processing that much information? Like, you could feed it an entire book.
Oh, yeah, it's massive. To give you some perspective, that's 4 times bigger than before. So if you're working with huge data sets or super long documents, this is going to be a game changer. More complex analysis, more nuanced responses.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks here. Is this $200 a month upgrade worth it? That's
Hmm.
the million-dollar question, and I guess it really depends on how you're planning to use it.
Right. I mean, if you're hitting those limits on the regular O1, like more than 3 times a month, then yeah, Pro might be the way to go. Same thing if you're really into that voice assistant feature, or you're constantly running out of context window space.
So for those who are really pushing the limits of what the free version can do, but what about the rest of us?
If you're just using it for, everyday stuff like writing emails or summarizing articles, then the standard O1 is probably still your best bet.
Makes sense. It seems like O1 Pro is really aimed at, well, professionals, people who need that extra power and reliability. But wait, there's another big development this week we got to talk about. Let's switch gears for a sec and talk about Anthropic and what they're doing with their Claude model. They just launched this MCP protocol, and it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, the MCP or Model Context Protocol, it basically lets you connect Claude to outside tools and APIs, kind of like those ChatGPT plugins, but here's the kicker, it's open source.
Okay, so for anyone who's not a techie, why is that such a big deal? What does open source even mean in this context?
Well, it means developers can now use this protocol to create their own, like, custom integrations for Claude. Imagine you could connect Claude to, I don't know, your favorite apps, your databases, even stuff you built yourself. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
Whoa! So we could be talking about things like connecting it to an internet browser for live searches or to weather APIs for real-time updates, even server tools to manage your entire infrastructure.
Exactly. And it's not just for, big tech companies. It means anyone can build their own custom AI solutions tailored to their specific needs. That's pretty powerful.
It's like the Wild West of AI, right? This is especially exciting for developers and, well, I guess any company that wants to build super specific AI solutions that are perfectly tailored to their industry.
It is. It's a big step towards making these advanced AI capabilities available to everyone. No more relying on just the prepackaged stuff. Now you can create your own AI workflow, make it work exactly the way you need it to. It really makes you think, where all this is heading. Like, on the one hand, we've got these crazy powerful AI models that can think strategically and solve these really complex problems. And then on the other hand, we've got things like MCP that let anyone customize and, well, basically integrate these models into their own workflows. It's mind-blowing.
It really does feel like we're entering this whole new era of AI. It's exciting, for sure. But it also kind of makes you wonder, right? As we're putting more and more power in the hands of, well, just regular people, what does that mean for, I don't know, the future of AI? Who's controlling it? How's it being developed?
Those are the big questions, aren't they? As AI becomes, more and more a part of our lives, we got to start thinking about who has access to it, what they're doing with it, and, well, how do we even prevent people from misusing it? It's not all sunshine and roses.
Right. Like we've already seen all this stuff about deepfakes and misinformation being spread using AI. And as these models get even more sophisticated, how do we, I don't know, make sure they're being used ethically,
Yeah.
responsibly?
Well, a big part of it is transparency. The more complex these models get, the more important it is to understand how they're, actually making decisions. Like, what data are they trained on? What are the algorithms they're using? We need to be able to trace those steps, that reasoning process.
So it's not just about having access to these powerful tools. It's about understanding what's going on under the hood. That way we can, like, spot any biases, deal with any ethical concerns, and we'll just make sure these things are being used to, benefit everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. We got to move past this black box idea of AI and make the whole development process more transparent and, well, accountable. That's where things like open source protocols and explainable AI come in. It's about opening things up, letting people see what's going on.
Right, because if you can see how it works, you're more likely to, well, trust it, especially if you're using it for something important,
Mhm.
like healthcare or finance.
For sure. Transparency builds trust, and trust is, well, it's kind of essential when we're talking about AI being used in like self-driving cars or, things that can have a real impact on people's lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, but transparency is just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
We also got to think about, like, the impact of AI on jobs. If these models can automate all this stuff, are we going to see people losing their jobs left and right?
Right. It's about focusing on what humans are good at, things like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, those kinds of things. Those skills are going to be in high demand as AI takes over the more routine, repetitive stuff.
So for anyone listening who's, like, freaking out about their job being replaced by a robot, what advice would you give them? Like, what are the skills they should be focusing on to, thrive in this new world?
Honestly, I think the most important thing is to be a lifelong learner. This field is changing so fast, you got to stay curious, be adaptable, and always be willing to learn new things. Don't be afraid to try out new tools, new technologies, and always look for ways to, expand your skill set.
So it's not about, like, fearing AI, seeing it as this big scary thing that's going to take over the world. It's about seeing it as a tool, something that can help us do more, achieve more than we ever could on our own.
Exactly. AI is powerful, but it's up to us to, use that power responsibly, ethically, and hopefully create a better future for everyone. It's about collaboration, it's about innovation, and it's about, well, working together to make sure technology empowers us, not the other way around.
I love that. Okay, so with all this talk about AI's potential, what are some of the most exciting applications you're seeing emerge? Where do you think AI will have the biggest impact in the coming years?
Well, healthcare is definitely a huge area of potential. Imagine AI systems that can, like, analyze medical images like X-rays or MRIs even better than human doctors. Think about how much that could improve diagnoses, especially early detection of diseases. That's a life-changing stuff.
So we're talking about AI that can assist with diagnoses, personalized treatment plans, maybe even speed up drug discovery.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning. AI is also being used to like create personalized learning experiences, figure out how to use energy more efficiently, even predict and, hopefully mitigate the effects of climate change. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
It's amazing to think about all the ways AI can be used to, tackle these global challenges and make people's lives better. But we can't forget about the ethical side of things, right? The potential risks.
Absolutely. We need to make sure AI is developed and used in a way that aligns with our values, that it benefits society as a whole. It's about finding that balance between like pushing the boundaries of what's possible and making sure we're doing it responsibly.
So for anyone listening who's feeling a little overwhelmed by all this, excited, but maybe a little apprehensive too, what's the best way to, stay informed and be part of this conversation?
Stay curious, read everything you can get your hands on, listen to podcasts, go to conferences, talk to the experts. The more you learn about AI, the better prepared you'll be to, well, navigate this whole new world and be a part of shaping it.
It's about being an informed citizen in this age of AI, not just, passively taking it all in, but actively participating in deciding where this technology goes.
Exactly. We get to decide what the future of AI looks like. It's not set in stone. We're writing the story right now.
That's a great way to put it. And on that note, we'll be back in part 3 to dive into some specific examples of how AI is already being used to, solve real-world problems.
Mhm.
But for now, keep those brainwaves buzzing, and remember, You're not just watching this AI revolution unfold. You're a part of it. Welcome back, everyone. So we've talked about all this amazing potential of AI, right? Superpowered models, customized tools. It's pretty mind-blowing stuff. But now I want to get into the nitty-gritty. Like, how is this AI revolution actually playing out in the real world? What are some concrete examples of AI in action?
Let's do it. Let's get specific. One area where we're seeing some really exciting progress is healthcare. For instance, there are
Mm.
researchers who are developing AI systems that can, analyze medical images, things like X-rays and MRIs, and they can do it with, well, incredible accuracy.
Oh, wow. So instead of just relying on a human doctor to interpret those images, we could have these AI systems acting as like a second set of eyes, right? Helping to catch things that might have been missed. That could be huge for early diagnosis.
Exactly. It's not about replacing doctors, it's about giving them more tools, more information. The goal is to improve accuracy, make diagnoses faster, and ultimately, well, help patients get better outcomes.
That's amazing. And what about personalized medicine? I keep hearing about how AI can be used to create like custom treatments for each patient.
Oh, yeah, that's a hot topic. Imagine a world where treatments aren't like one size fits all. Instead, they're tailored to you, to your specific genes, your lifestyle, even your medical history. AI can make that happen by analyzing tons of data, finding patterns, and predicting how different people will respond to different treatments.
So you're saying AI could help doctors decide like what's the best medication or the best therapy for each individual patient, minimizing side effects and, well, making sure the treatment is actually effective. That's personalized medicine in action, right?
Exactly. And it's not just about figuring out the right treatment. AI is also being used to speed up the whole drug discovery process. Traditionally, it takes years and tons of money to develop new drugs. But AI can analyze molecular structures, simulate how drugs interact, and identify promising candidates way faster.
Wow. So AI is basically turbocharging the whole process
Yeah.
from finding potential new drugs to making sure they're tailored to each patient. That's incredible. But let's not forget about all the other areas where AI is making a difference. What about education? How is AI changing the way we learn and teach?
Well, think about personalized learning. Instead of a classroom where everyone's learning the same thing at the same pace, AI can create a learning experience that's customized to each student. Like, it can figure out where a student is struggling and give them extra help, or it can challenge them with more difficult material if they're, ahead of the curve.
It's like having a personal tutor for every single student.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And it's so much better than the like one-size-fits-all approach we've had for, well, forever.
Right. And we're also seeing the development of intelligent tutoring systems. These systems can give students real-time feedback and guidance. They can even automate stuff like grading, which frees up teachers to focus on, actually interacting with their students.
It really does feel like AI has the potential to revolutionize education, make it more engaging, more effective, and, well, just more accessible for everyone, especially for students who haven't always been well served by the traditional education system.
Definitely. And let's not forget about the big global challenges, things like climate change. AI is being used to optimize energy use in buildings and cities, develop new sustainable materials, even predict and try to mitigate the effects of extreme weather events.
So AI isn't just about making our lives easier or more efficient. It's also about, using technology to create a more sustainable future for the planet.
Absolutely. AI is a powerful tool, and we can use it to tackle some of the biggest challenges facing humanity. But, and this is important, we have to make sure we're using it responsibly, ethically. It's about harnessing the power of AI for good.
That's a perfect way to wrap up this deep dive. We've covered so much, from the latest AI breakthroughs to the potential benefits and challenges, and even got a glimpse of how AI is already shaping our world.
It's been a fascinating journey, and to everyone listening, I hope you're feeling that same mix of excitement and, well, a little bit of healthy skepticism. The AI revolution is here, and it's up to all of us to, guide it, shape it.
So stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay engaged. The future of AI is in our hands, and together we can make sure it's a future filled with progress, with purpose, and with possibility. That's it for this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those big questions, and we'll see you back here soon.